as what we're seeing now.
Pictures of people trying to drive through flooded water.
Don't do it.
Okay, and here's the thing.
Don't do
low
it.
tide is right now. We are at the lowest tide that we're going to see at this point in the low country today.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the point that I want to stress. We are seeing this much flooding right now at this point. Tide level, we just got this in during the commercial break. We are now looking at the latest surge guidance from this, and this is non-tropical surge. We look at this all the time. The tide level could go as high as 8.6 feet. We see downtown flooding at 7 feet.
Yeah.
Wow. The highest tide we had, earlier this week from the full moon was 8.1 or 8.2?
Between 8.1 and 8.2.
So we're going higher than that now. We did not have rain on top of that. This is a big deal. This is the scenario that yesterday and Thursday we did not want to see, and the radar proves that point. If you look at that, you can see that funnel of moisture is aimed right at the Charleston metro, and it's not going anywhere through the day. What I'm going to do is kind of give you an idea of what's happening right now, and then Christine is going to come in and take you through your day, okay? So first things first, I want to reset here. And hit the rewind button and look at this plume of moisture coming up from the south. First, there's the stage is set for a flash flood watch across the entire Palmetto State, and look at that train of moisture coming right at Charleston. And we have strong thunderstorms now that are developing right offshore. Here's our flash flood warning. These are up. They have expiration times on them. One is 11:15, one is at 9:30. I'm just going to tell you that's not going to end at 9:30, and it's not going to end at 11:15. This is going through the day, most likely. If it ends there, I'm going to be terrible. I'm going to be completely shocked because we have so much water already. The tide is coming up, and look at these thunderstorms here getting to roll in onshore, and that is coming right into downtown. So Annie Taylor, if you can hear me right now, go ahead and get prepared for gusty winds. Lightning is going to be an issue here as well. If you can get inside the live truck, you might want to go ahead and do that with the lightning out there. All right, so Annie, if you're listening, you're getting ready to get hit pretty hard here with this band of thunderstorms coming in off the ocean. So here's what we have with our hour-by-hour forecast model walking you through the day. 6 o'clock this morning, that's about where we are now. We're at 6:30. This is almost identical to the radar. What we look at, what does it look like now? That means if you can put the radar on top of the model, usually the model's got the right idea. So we have no reason to deviate. Here we are at 10 o'clock this morning. The tide is going to be coming in fast and strong by 10. And look at the train of heavy thunderstorms coming right in to the metro. And this is going to continue. Here we are, 1 o'clock. It just keeps coming and keeps coming through the afternoon. So that means the water that's out there from high tide is not going to drain. So here's our bottom line. Additional 6 to 12 inches of rain. The storm total is 8 to 15 with life-threatening flooding possible late this morning through the afternoon hours. Now, instead of an historic event possible, this is an historic event unfolding based off of what we see this morning on the radar trends. It's been a long time since we've seen a storm total forecast of 8 to 15 inches in a widespread area, Christine Kohler, in the state of South Carolina. The last time I remember this was 1996, and that was Tropical Storm Jerry, where 20 inches of rain fell across the upstate of South Carolina. This is a very similar look at the way the upper air pattern is set up right now.
Yeah, and even for the low country, we're talking about historic upwards of 12 inches would for a 3-day rainfall total would break the record that we have on record since we've been keeping records out at National Weather Service out at the airport. So yeah, absolutely a historic rainfall. As we take a look at your impacts for today, Josh was just talking a lot about the flooding potential, and that is in the extreme category, but we're also worried about some other things. We have a moderate risk for tornadoes. We've seen some rotation already this morning. Fortunately, none of it has really tightened up. It's been fairly broad, so we haven't actually seen any sort of funnel clouds or any reports of funnel clouds at this point in time, but especially as we head through the day, we are going to continue to keep an eye on that. Low risk for high winds, but we have already seen reports from some folks, especially along the coast, of some gusty winds out there, and we could see some gusts up around 35 to 40 miles per hour from time to time. With that saturated ground, that means that downed trees are a definite possibility. Also, coastal flooding and high surf are in the high category. But let's talk a little bit about about what this is actually coming from. This is a low pressure system that is formed off the coast, and it's going to continue to slide up the coast here. A lot of talk about Joaquin involved with this, and while we are pulling some moisture from Joaquin from those upper levels of the atmosphere, this is not actually Joaquin that we're dealing with. This is actually going to take a turn. If anybody's going to feel the biggest impacts from Joaquin, this is going to be Bermuda, as it takes a hard right turn out towards the Atlantic. So want to emphasize here that what we're talking about as far as this system goes is a stalled front with a closed off low pressure system that's going to slide up the east coast there. Taking a look though at Joaquin, you can see it moving away from Bermuda. Again, it is now a Category 3 storm, 125 miles per hour, and continuing to take that hard right turn out towards Bermuda and then out into the open Atlantic. So not expected to make landfall anywhere in the United States. As we take a look at your 7-day forecast, once we get past Monday, things do start to clear up. So there is some good news there in your far out forecast for you. We do get some sunshine later in the week. Also some cooler temperatures for a couple days before it warms back up as we head into the later part of the week. So trying to mix in a little bit of good news there for you. Try.
Christine, down the road.
I'm taking Octavia's
there you go.
look at life.
A little optimistic there.
Yes.
Yeah, we see that sunshine down the road, Brad.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
We're going to need it to dry out. Don't forget, you can stay on top of everything you need to know in the weather happenings today, because if you lose power or anything like that, you're going to want to be able to track that. So download the Storm Team 2 weather app and our news app, the way you can watch the live stream. Just go to your app store and search WCBD.
We'll, of course, keep you posted on social media as well. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search WCBD.
Here's a few tips to keep your home and family safe as the waters will continue to rise here. Secure any hazardous items, roll up rugs, move furniture and valuables to a higher level of the house, especially those important documents, and get those to a safe spot that it would be high and dry.
That goes for vital medical supplies too. Put them in a waterproof container, and if relocating, take your pets with you or provide enough food and water and move them to a safe place.
Live look from downtown Charleston. The market, I'll tell you what, all things being considered, looks pretty good.
Sure does.
However, water's still rising, as you can see there, off in the distance a little bit. The water level's starting to rise there a little bit. Again, the tide is low right now. Once that tide starts moving in here closer to 1 o'clock, we are going to have a situation on our hands there in the market as well.
Stay with us. We're coming right back. You're watching a special edition of News 2 Today.